Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's sessions. We have a minute to go to actually have more people hopping on. So today's sessions itself is our first time actually using the webinar instead of the Zoom meetings. So for housekeeping wise, if you have any questions that you have, please actually put in the Q&A at the bottoms of the Zoom webinar itself. Okay, so any questions, please feel free to add in at the Q&A sessions at the bottoms of the Zoom webinar, where you can actually type in your questions itself. So at this and also these Zoom sessions will also be live on our Singapore Distributor Facebook group itself. So if any of you want to actually replay it, you can actually hop into our Singapore Distributor Facebook group. All right, so it's 8 p.m. now. Let's actually start our webinar itself on your life matter seminars. So today itself, before I actually introduce the speaker, some of you might be new to the speakers itself. So before I actually introduce her, a disclaimer. The products that we will be introducing to you by LifeVantage do not intend to cure, treat, prevent, and mitigate any diseases, okay? So today's speakers itself has been with us in LifeVantage Singapore by actually sharing more about these nutrition details of not just the products, but also the science and also, some of the background about what are those specific nutrition terms with all of us. And she has been actually talking and sharing at the LifeVantage Singapore for the last 2 sessions last year. And this is actually our first Your Health Matters seminar this year itself in 2023. So she is actually a seasoned business development and regulatory affair executive in Philippines itself. And she has 12 years of solid experience in training and development, health educations, regulatory affairs, business development, and new product development itself. Okay, and of course, beside all of this itself, right, she actually have already conducted more than 3,000 health training lectures since 2013. So she has with her a wide, range of years of experience, as well as range of different, aspect in this industries on health itself. Okay, so and also of course the fun fact about her is that she actually is a new mom of a 3-month-old princess. So like she has been actively activating her body as well. So I believe, if I don't get it wrong, her baby princess is actually also activated. Okay, so without further ado, let me actually introduce Miss Jen. She will share more with you about her background itself and also about today's topic about NAD. So many of us know that NAD is all about critical coenzyme found in every cell in our body itself or in our cell system, and it's also unlocking the aging process for us, and not just on aging, but it's also on our metabolism. So Miss Jen, over to you itself.
All right. Thank you, Jamie. Just want to request activation of my video. But just to confirm, is my presentation visible now?
Yes, I can see it.
All right. So you're correct. My baby and I are activated. My baby is a product of cell activation. So it's not a claim, but it's actually a testimony that I have experienced. And being a health trainer, it's really important for me to really know the product first before I try it. It's because my health is my top priority, right? So for today, I think, Jamie, my video is not visible.
Okay, I have pinned you on.
All right. Okay. But again, as I continue and while Jamie's helping me, it's very important that we establish our trust first about products that we use, especially when we are a mother, when we are breastfeeding, when we are nursing, and simply because we want to be healthy. So we want to make sure we are healthy and we understand the concept behind the product. So for our session today, for the Your Health Matters, we will be specifically focusing on NAD. It's important that you understand what NAD is all about, you understand the science behind it, and what are the products or what are the ingredients rather that enables us to activate NAD naturally. All right. Prior to believing in a certain product, you should know the mechanism of action. And as a pharmacist, I'd like people to understand it really in a deep level and in an understandable level so that you'll have more confidence upon trusting and using the product, right? So what we want to understand for today is that actually 4 simple terms only, all right? We want to understand what NAD is all about, what are the mechanisms that it does in the body, how does it work? We also want to understand what are the clinical benefits of NAD. Is NAD something new or NAD is something that has been studied long ago by a lot of is working? Right? And we also want to understand what are the ingredients that trigger NAD activation. There's a lot of food elements available there is in the market. There's a lot of supplements that claim to be activators of NAD. But what are the specific ingredients that really boost your NAD production so that it can help the body? And why do we trust Protandim NAD Synergizers? For item number 4, this is just my personal thoughts why I really trust my health, all right, to Life Vantage, specifically to Protandim NAD Synergizer. So again, we'll be talking about how it works. We'll be talking about the clinical evidences about the product, the ingredients that trigger NAD, and why Life Vantage NAD Protandim Synergizer works very well for the body. So fasten your seatbelt. Let's start. So for our first topic, of course, what is NAD, all right? And how does it work, all right? If you would really dig deeper on biochemistry books, NAD is not something new. NAD has been long studied. And if you would dig biochemistry books, it would say that NAD stands for nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. By nature, this is actually a coenzyme. This is steadily present in your body. When you were younger, when we were healthier before, this was abundant in our body. Being an anti-aging molecule, being a coenzyme, meaning something that helps other enzymes, all right, it plays a great role in promoting health and prolonging lifespan. In what ways? Okay, when you have good levels of NAD in your body, it improves stress resistance. In the presence of high levels of free radicals, NAD pushes our body to create natural antioxidants that help the body neutralize oxidative stress. And in that way, the body recuperates better, recovers better, and has the ability to fight stress. NAD, being a coenzyme too, helps in the metabolism. You know, metabolism is not just as simple as losing weight. You know, metabolism is using your cholesterol efficiently. Metabolism is using your sugar, your salt, and other body byproducts so that they will not cause health issues in our body. NAD is also a coenzyme that activates or helps sirtuins to be used fully well in the body. You know, sirtuins help our body or help our cells live longer, live in its specific shelf life. And sirtuins has been seen to be very much efficient in recovery in certain stresses and certain problems or health issues that we have in the body. When we have good levels of NAD, right, on the genetic level, it also helps in the DNA repair so that we can stop early signs of diseases that can progress from DNA to the cells, to the tissue, to the organ system, so forth and so on. So just to plainly say, you know, NAD being a coenzyme, this has been abundant in your body, and this plays a very important role in various aspects of our body. Not only on the physical aspect, actually, if you would dig deeper, you would see that NAD is also very beneficial in our brain function. Later on, I'll show you some examples why it's so beneficial. But as we see now, present situation actually tells us that a lot of people, aside from being physically tired, we are also experiencing mental fogginess. and that's not good for us to function. And then also what we see is NAD, being a coenzyme, is very important so that we can prevent diabetes and manage our sugar levels in the body. So since this is a very powerful molecule, a lot of scientists has been studying this. There are a lot of forms of NAD, such as activators, IV fluids, tablets, all right? And basically the reason why they're studying this molecule is that since we are lacking NAD production as we get older, we want to increase it. We want to boost it up because this has benefits that can fight early aging and chronic conditions that can affect the body and the brain. When you say chronic conditions, these are degenerative diseases such as diabetes, heart disease, brain disease, cancers, and the like. So scientists are excited about this molecule, and they understood that this is present in the body but has declined as we get older because of certain presence of stress, poor food choices, and the others. Being a coenzyme, NAD as a molecule is a helper molecule. Being a coenzyme, it helps bind other enzymes in different parts of the body to make sure that they are functioning well. So in layman's term, it's like something that pushes some body organs to function optimally. And just imagine, if you don't have something that motivates you, that pushes you, sometimes the body could decline, the organs could decline. And a very important part of the body that is being assisted or pushed by NAD is what you call your sirtuins, which is actually responsible in the circadian rhythm, better sleep, better concentration, better brain function. And this coenzyme, it has to be properly present in the body so that you can get the benefits that is important for your health. So always remember that NAD is a coenzyme. NAD boosts different enzymes in the body so that they can function fully. NAD was fully present in your body when you were younger. But as we get older, the amount of NAD, the natural NAD, they decline. And when they decline, they're not able to help other parts and other enzymes of the body to function fully. When you have NAD in forms of activators, like in LifeVantage, it actually helps create boost the NAD levels that is circulating in your bloodstreams. Again, NAD activators, they help, all right, accumulate, create NADs, all right, that can be easily used by the body so that this can help different organs in the body. When you have NAD present in the body, abundant, even as you are getting older, this helps support your cells' metabolism and other reactions such as energy production. So I hope you are not struck by this picture, but just want to explain this further to everyone. Some people don't realize the importance of cellular energy. The basic is your cell requires sufficient energy so that it can do its expected function. Meaning, in order for your heart to beat, it needs energy. For your liver to excrete fluid, it needs energy. For your skin to regenerate and protect your body, it needs energy. For your eyes to see, it requires energy. But how do we create energy? So there are two ways. It's either you get it from various molecules such as the tryptophan, niacin, and niacinamide, which you get from food, all right? And this creates the NAD. NAD that is produced by these molecules, all right? They are very much important in repairing your DNA, in repairing or in helping your sirtuins, and in the production of your activated protein kinase. So what is this? Energy should be balanced. Energy should be on the right level only. When we have too much energy production, it can kill the cells. It can cause overgrowth. And the NAD, when they are sufficient in the body, they don't just repair, but they also boost enzymes in the body and help control proper balance so that the body cannot grow too much cells that can cause cancer or can cause tumor. So this balance is sufficient. When people have tumors, when people have cancers, sometimes what we see is they lack activation of the AMPK. This AMPK, it has to be in the right homeostasis or balance so that this can produce positive effect in the body. So let me repeat, NAD, why do we need sufficient levels of this? Is because aside from repairing our DNA, aside from ensuring sirtuin activities and other enzyme activities are flourishing, it also ensures the right balance, the right energy production. Because when there is an imbalance, when there is an overproduction of energy, this can cause damage in the body and sometimes disease. So NAD has to be sufficient. When we don't have sufficient levels of NAD, that can actually help, or that can actually cause us to have an absence of healthy aging. So when NAD is deactivated, all right, okay, with the help of NRF2 activation, okay, this actually converts the inactivated NAD into energy. And this energy, all right, this is sufficient, and this is actually very important because this helps your cells work. When cells work, okay, this leads to healthy aging. Your ATP, okay, they actually is needed so that you can metabolize your sugar, you can metabolize your fat, you can convert energy into a useful currency in the body and make sure that oxidation is prevented. And ATP, right, how do you create that? By mitochondrial biogenesis, meaning your body has to generate mitochondria. Again, if you go back to our previous webinars, your NRF1 activation is so important. Why? Because NRF1 activation helps boost mitochondrial biogenesis. So if you have mitochondrial biogenesis, this produces ATP. And that ATP is used in different bodily processes in the body. When all these processes are done, this actually makes your cells work efficiently. And when cells work efficiently, that's where you actually start healthy aging. So energy can be made through your NAD or through your ATP. And how do we make sure that they are sufficiently acted? How do we make sure that they are sustained in a healthy way? Your NAD pathway should be activated, your NRF1 factor should be activated, and your NRF1, which helps in the mitochondrial biogenesis, should also be activated. So the main reason I'm showing this to you, it's because NRF1, NRF2, and NAD, they are correlated with each other. They help the body get sufficient energy, and that sufficient energy should not overgo or should not be overdosage or in overdosage. Why? Because when we have excess energy, it can lead to diseases. If we have under energy, that can also lead to disease. So it has to be in a certain balance to achieve healthy aging. When you have healthy aging, you have no degenerative disease. You can enjoy the quality of your health. And why do we exist here in Life Vantage? We exist because we want people to understand that there are ingredients that were carefully studied that they can trigger your NAD activation, your NRF1 activation, and your NRF2 activation. So again, just a review. Your NAD is a coenzyme. This helps activation of certain enzymes in different parts of the body. And being a helper molecule, all right, this helps in the DNA repair. This helps in making sure that bodily functions are okay. And this also helps maintain the AMPK balance. Because when AMPK balance is achieved, okay, you make sure that you don't overdo your energy production so that you can prevent over cell growth and over proliferation. So you have to make sure that cells are energized in all aspects of your lifespan, not just when you were younger, not just when you are producing or producing, like for example, your childbearing, but even as you age. So with this, it's very important that you have sufficient NAD levels in your body. Please do not be starstruck by this photo. What I just want you to understand is that NAD, after it has been used, okay, this actually forms an inactive form. And NAD is very important because this helps in the energy metabolism. This helps your body function better. When you have good levels of NAD, this can help your body, all right, create more antioxidants. This can help your body produce enzymes, okay, coenzymes that can help the body do their specific roles. And this can actually prevent, all right, accumulation of free radicals that can cause oxidative stress. You might see here terms such as glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and others. These are just important factors or important processes in the body that enables you to use sugar well, to use salt well, and to use other byproducts of the body such as cholesterol so that they can turn into something positive. Ever heard of high cholesterol problem, high sugar problem, high salt problem? The reason why we develop those diseases is because the body lacks metabolism. The body lacks the process of metabolism. And what helps us to regain that metabolism back? That is in the presence or having the presence of NAD back in the body. So activators, they trigger the production of your natural NAD so that you can bring back your body's natural capability to produce energy and to use the enzymes very well for the benefit of the body. Okay, so now that we understand that NAD is a coenzyme, that NAD is a helper molecule, that NAD helps in DNA repair, helps in sirtuin activation, and helps in balancing, okay, energy production in the body, I'd like to share with you some interesting clinical benefits that I've researched about NAD. Right? In a study in 2021, okay, this is actually just a new study. They studied, all right, preclinical evidences and clinical evidences of how NAD works. So I hope you're able to see it very clear here. But scientists, okay, they studied, all right, why or how NAD really works. So they did a test tube study, which is a preclinical. They did a clinical study using human, all right, and they were able to see that NAD, right, has a primary role, right, in transferring energy from one cell to the other. When enzymes are transferred well, when cells are able to function sufficiently, like what I said, I told you a while ago, when the cells are pushed well, encouraged to do their specific function, they can help in proper cellular functioning. Let me check or let me show you the preclinical study. You know what they saw? In the presence of NAD, when the body has sufficient NAD, okay, we undergo a process of mitophagy and mitogenesis. What's the meaning of this? The cells divide efficiently. When we have good levels of NAD on the cellular level in the test tube, what do they see? The cells have better metabolism. The cells have better energy. What do they see also? In preclinical, in the presence of NAD, when it's abundant, the cells are able to act against oxidative stress and other forms of stress, making survival more effective. And other interesting things that we see is that on the test tube, on the preclinical side, all right, on the cell side, in the presence of NAD, this helps in the DNA repair. This also prevents, okay, the telomere dysfunction. Telomere dysfunction simply means problem in cell division. When cell division is good, when cell division is functioning well, this can help produce healthy cells, healthy tissues, and healthy organs. And what do we see? The presence of NAD on the cellular level increases autophagy. Autophagy is simply detoxification, removal of unhealthy waste products that can kill the cell. And what do they see as well? In the presence of stem cell, when there is sufficient NAD, this can rejuvenate or increase the lifespan, improve the quality of stem cells or your recuperating cells or your repair cells that is necessary in the body. And then they check also using human samples and human studies. They're able to cite that the presence of NAD can actually what? Lessen high levels of cholesterol or dyslipidemia. All right, they're also able to see that the body is able to use the insulin sufficiently, right, when there is present NAD in the body. They're also able to see that there's a correlation of healthy liver function when you have good levels of NAD in the body. What's more interesting, you know, in your thyroid organ, if you are able to have consistent level of NAD, this actually helps prevent the overproduction of thyroid hormones or underproduction of thyroid hormones. Thus, you have better metabolism. They also see that there's a better muscle control, better muscle mass if you have good levels of NAD. Other than that, they have seen improvements of blood pressure. They have seen improvements in physical performance, even joint quality. All right. So if you're an athlete, NAD is so needed so that the body can function sufficiently. They also see that there's better renal function or kidney function if you have sufficient NAD in the body. And then the B cells, all right, the something on the pancreas for your insulin use or for the sugar metabolism. It's actually enhanced. It's actually improved if you have presence of NAD in your body. Other than that, what they see that is really, really good is that if you have good levels of NAD, you have better brain function and even neuroprotective activities. So just imagine when you were younger, why are we more able to recover fast? It's because we have sufficient NAD in the body. But when you were older, all right, you would see that recovery, you would see that diseases, sometimes they lead to worse. It's because the necessary protective boosters such as NAD is already in a low quality or sometimes absent in the body. So why am I very eager in teaching you about NAD? It is because there are very few products in the market that really talk about this. There are very few products that work, that give NAD, and we have that in Life Vantage that really works. And NAD is something that is so crucial, not just on the preclinical cell level, but even on the body level. What they saw when they checked the blood levels, all right, with those who have NAD and those who have lacking of NAD, is that people who have sufficient NAD has better liver function. Those who have NADs in their system, they have better heart function. They have better kidney function, better motor function. They can be more alert. They can be more physically better. And what they saw also is inflammation is lower. Most diseases that we have, the trigger is inflammation, right? So when you have better NAD levels in the body is being able to act against inflammation, and that's actually very good for recovery. But what really amazes me the most is that NAD, when it's present in the body, it's your brain's friend. What does it do? It helps prevent neurodegeneration, it helps improve memory, and it helps improve retention of information that we have every day. You know, with whatever work that we do, we need proper brain function, we need alertness. Aside from degenerative diseases, one of the leading causes of death is accident. Accident primarily because sometimes our memory, our brain retention, our brain function is not doing well. So please do yourself a favor and make sure that the NAD levels in your body is sufficient enough. So other than that, all right, what are the biological processes that is improved in the presence of NAD? This helps in the DNA repair. On the gene level, this helps you produce good levels of genetic compositions. It's also very good in creating energy level. This boosts your NRF1 function so that you can create mitochondria that can produce ATP. And then also on the chromosome level, this makes sure that they are compact, okay, that has a theory that can help prevent diseases on the chromosomal level. Then also this helps you in calcium signaling so that you can have better blood flow. So calcium is not just for bones. Calcium is also essential in better blood flow and the beating of our heart. So NAD is really beneficial overall in the body. And also, they have seen that people who have high levels or sufficient levels of NAD has better genetic predisposition. What do I mean? You can transfer good genes to your offspring when you have sufficient NAD in the body. So it's like giving a gift of health. When you are, like for example, in my case, I am a mother. When my baby gets it from my milk or my cells itself, when it was given to my child, okay, during conception, I am able to give sufficient NAD that is good for her in improving her lifespan. So in layman's term, we need NAD in order to live a sufficient and healthy life. However, like what I said, when we were younger, we have sufficiency of this, but it declines. So what do we need to do? We need to boost, we need to activate, all right, our NAD production so that we can fight the signs of aging and even, all right, the causes of diseases that can cause us to have premature death. So we're not promising here heavens and earth, but what I'm just telling you is that NAD per se is really, really sufficient and really, really important. All right, your NAD, you can actually get that by exercising, by doing fasting, or taking activators. And when you have sufficient levels of NAD, it has benefits in your brain, it has benefits in your liver, benefits in your cardiovascular health. It has even benefits in the blood flow. Remember the calcium signaling. It even has benefits in your nervous system, in your immunity through the lymphoid tissues, your reproductive cells, your kidney, your sugar metabolism to prevent diabetes, which is in the pancreas, your physical activity through your muscles, and even your fat burning capability. I don't know if you've heard it, but there are some people who would claim that when they're taking NAD activators, they have the tendency to lose weight. So they're losing weight because they're able to use their fats into a form of energy. But of course, you have to burn it through exercise so that you can sufficiently create NAD. So how do we get NAD? So you can get it by exercising at least 30 minutes a day. So meaning the body is able to burn energy. You can also get it through fasting or caloric restriction, right? And then also you can use activators that can help you boost natural production of NAD. So one of the key things I'd like to highlight today is that aside from the overall benefit of NAD, there's also something alarming that has been affecting not us only in the Philippines, but I think in Asia, and that's what you call your brain fog. Have you ever experienced doing something that you tend to forget? Where's my pen? What's the address? What's the PIN code of my ATM? What's the password of my credit card? Something like that. Have you ever felt confused or distracted? Is math something hard for you? Do you even have experiences where you have difficulty of going home because of direction issues? Brain fog is real. Brain fog happens to us. And it's really a noticeable sign of aging. Okay, when we have cognitive decline, all right, when we have cognitive problem, okay, like forgetting things, that can actually affect the quality of our life, all right? So the presence of NAD can help activate our brain's neuron function. It can help regenerate and protect it from damage so that we can prevent brain fog or at least improve against brain fog. So if you have better NAD production, if you have better cell regeneration on the brain, this can help us have better mental clarity, have better concentration, and with practice can have better enhanced memory function. So other than these issues, what we commonly see as well is that the fog in the brain can also lead to depression, anxiety, and mood disorders. And some doctors now are open to provide NAD activators aside from medicine for people who are battling this disease. So if you are a person or you know a person who have depression, anxiety, or mood issues, I think it's high time that you ask your doctor, aside from the medicines prescribed, if you can use NAD activators such as Protandim so that it can help your brain fight these common issues such as the mental decline or cognitive decline. Okay, so what do we see, right? Aside from the physical improvement, the mental improvement, the concentration improvement, we really see improvement of the looks when we have good levels of NAD in the body. Actually, what we commonly see is that people look younger, right? People look more energetic, right? They feel more energetic, and they actually lead to a better youthful appearance. So more than the physical, actually for me as a pharmacist, it's really getting your health back. That's why it's really important to find something that can help boost your NAD, because other than the vitamins there in the market, the vitamin C, the supplements there is, this is actually a molecule that you really need to increase or boost up so that you can get and retrieve your health back. And this is a more natural approach without overdosage, right? So now that we understand what NAD is, now that we see the clinical benefits that it can do, what are the ingredients that trigger or activate NAD activation, right? So these are the few ingredients that is interestingly available that when they are taken together with the proper dose, they can boost your NAD production. So cuprous-niacin or vitamin B3, when they are properly metabolized in the right form, they can trigger the creation of your NAD. And one thing that we see is that being in a form of cuprous-niacin, a combination of copper and niacin, when they are mixed together, they actually precursor or they actually lead, right, to create NAD synthesis. So the presence of niacin and copper in a proper form, a balanced form of cuprous-niacin, lead to the creation of NAD. And NAD is important, okay, in like what I said, in the DNA repair, in the enzyme functions, and the balance of energy in the body. So aside from cuprous-niacin, theacrine, which is a form of natural caffeine, all right? So this is not just any other caffeine, all right, which is found in Camellia kucha, all right? So it's similar to caffeine. When they are added in the body, they lead to what? They lead to a neural pathway opening. And what is that? This is the dopaminergic and adenosinergic pathway. So it may sound a bit technical, but when you have theacrine present in your diet, they trigger these pathways to open. When these pathways open, all right, they allow the NAD to pass through to the different parts of the body without causing irritability, without causing palpitation, all right, and that enables you to have better NAD in the circulation of your body. So let me repeat. Why do we need theacrine in the diet? Okay, because theacrine allows the blood flow of NAD in different parts of your body. When you are able to have sufficient NAD in different parts of the body, that's beneficial to you. If you don't use theacrine, if you just use caffeine, all right, sometimes caffeine can cause palpitation. Sometimes caffeine can cause irritation. Therefore, the benefit, okay, is outweighed by the side effect. So LifeVantage was able to cite and see that theacrine is a better form to help your NAD flow in your body better. So another thing that they saw is the wasabi rhizome powder. All right, so this is a Japanese horse radish. All right, so what they saw is that the extracts of the wasabi rhizome powder has what you call the isothiocyanates. So what is this? Okay, so this helps boost metabolism. This helps your NAD work better, right? And when metabolism is done, okay, this can help you use your byproduct more efficiently and help your body prevent over salt, over sugar, over cholesterol, and other factors in the body. And then what they also saw is the presence of olive extract. When you have sufficient olive extract in your diet or even in your activator, being an antioxidant by origin, all right? So this boosts your NAD to actually help improve cardiovascular health in the aspect of making sure that you use your lipids or your cholesterol sufficiently. Okay, you use them as fuel instead of just letting them flow in your body that may cause hypercholesterolemia. So when you have good levels of olive extract in your body, this can help improve heart health and also make sure, all right, that aside from NAD getting into your blood, it helps support normal gene expression on the DNA level, helps boost autophagy, that takes away the trash out of our cell, and also improves the antioxidant activity. Actually, there's a lot more ingredients that has been studied to actually be an optimal ingredient to boost NAD. But these are the established ingredients that when they are mixed together, they are able to boost your NAD production or help you at least create a natural NAD byproduct. So here's my thought as a pharmacist. There's a lot of products in the market that they claim to introduce NAD or give your body NAD. But I think it's much better when you teach your body to create its own NAD. The presence of cuprous-niacin helps you synthesize or create your own NAD. Your own NAD is more sufficient, is more effective, it has no side effect. It's because a natural byproduct. Rather than getting a synthetic NAD, it would be better that you help your body create its own NAD because that's more pure form, that's more protective, and that's more efficient to be working in the body. So what I want people to understand is that NAD in terms of benefit is really useful in the body. NAD is naturally present in your body. It declined when you got older. So what do we want to do? We want to increase it up. And how do we increase it? By using ingredients, right, that can help you boost your natural creation of NAD. But it's not that easy. It's not that you find the cuprous-niacin and you take it and you're done. It has to be in the right combination. It has to be carefully mixed. It has to have the right technology, right? And LifeVantage has perfected that. That's why in 2019, they're able to launch the Protandim NAD Synergizer. So why are we confident that we can get the benefits of this with our product? It is because with the proper measurement, with the proper dosage, with the proper science that has been placed in the product, they're able to actually mix these 4 ingredients and help the body create or synthesize NAD. And NAD, when these are available in the body, Like what we have discussed in summary, they can help autophagy or the waste removal in the body. This can help in the better brain function, better brain concentration. It can help you resist or fight brain fog, right? And actually has a better intervention rather than the medicines there is, of course, but you need medicine, but additional intervention so that you can fight depression, anxiety, and other mental related disease. And other than that, it actually helps boost the inflammation response. This has been studied on preclinical and clinical with the study I showed you a while ago. And what excites me the most is that when we have sufficient NAD level, most chronic diseases are actually fought off. Most chronic diseases are actually improved, all right, so that it cannot be triggered to cause premature death. So as I go back here, why I would like people to understand that NAD is important, it's because it helps you from head to toe. NAD is important, why? Because may it be non-pharmacological, just for prevention, or pharmacological, for medicine, for disease, NAD has shown to be very important in the body. If your problem is better sleep, if your problem is lack of proper nutrition, if your problem is you want to lose weight naturally, NAD, the presence of NAD can help you with that. If your problem is hypertension, diabetes, if your problem is blood pressure, if your problem is joint, physical activity, NAD has been shown to be very beneficial to help you with that. So I hope that you're able to understand why LifeVantage is an interesting company. Being a biotech company, they're able to create a product that can help you create or synthesize your NAD so that you can get the benefits that I have explained from head to toe. So just to summarize, these are the benefits that we see in the presence of NAD. But the question is, where do you find the product that can help you synthesize your NAD? The problem has been solved already because LifeVantage is already here. Okay, so I hope that you were able to feel the excitement of LifeVantage, specifically the NAD, on how it benefits the body. And I hope that you are excited to experience reduced fatigue, reduced problems in energy. Okay, and the list that I have given here, it's because NAD per se, the ingredient itself, okay, the molecule itself, when you have abundance of this in the body, you can get the benefits of this. So again, the question, where do you get something that can synthesize and help you create NAD? The answer is we have that in LifeVantage. So I hope that you're able to learn something tonight, and I hope that you can able to share this information to people around. So back to you, Jamie.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Miss Jen. Thank you so much for sharing so much information about NAD with all of us. Wow. So this is actually so detailed that, you know, like now we know that NAD is so important for our health, for our body itself. It's not just, you know, helping us in terms of aging. It's also helping us in terms of our energy level, our metabolism itself. So now I know when I go to gym, I need to make sure that I consume my NAD before I head to the gym itself. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining itself. If you want to watch the replay, you can actually find the replay in the distributor Facebook group itself. Okay, so thank you so much. And our next event will be happening on the next Wednesday at 8 p.m. which is our activation, our wellness activations meeting itself, where we actually introduce more about what LifeVantage is all about, not just the products itself, but it's also about the background of LifeVantage, and at the same time, also the opportunity that LifeVantage offers. So thank you once again, and have a good night. Bye.